boom, everything's good
Yeah.
and life is great forever and there's no more problems. But that's not reality.
This is my second part of my series on mental health discussion. I'll leave a link to the first part, but you don't need to watch it to watch this one, so feel free to check it out after. With this video, I will continue the conversation on why mental health has become such a huge problem in our world. As with the previous part, the sections within this video will focus around the questions, why is mental health so hard to talk about, and why is mental health so hard to overcome? My goal is to show you that you are never alone in this battle, and to try to help you understand your mind a little bit more. That's pretty much all I have to say before we get started, so let's go. Up until recently, I did not know the term thought loop, although I had been experiencing them for a long time, but more on that in a bit. It happened when I was watching a Dr. K video. For those who don't know, Dr. K runs a program called Healthy Gamer, which focuses on improving the mental health of gamers. But even if you don't play video games, I highly encourage you to watch his interviews on YouTube. There is a lot of insightful content. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But back to thought loops. So, I was watching one of Dr. K's interviews, and he just casually used this term. The second I heard it, I had an epiphany. I finally understood what this thing going on in my head was called. Now, let me explain what thought loops are. Although once you hear the term, it's pretty self-explanatory. They are loops and cycles of thoughts that you have over and over again each day. Usually though, these loops are not beneficial and can cause stress, anxiety, anger, sadness, self-doubt, and many other negative emotions. There is a very clear dark side to thought loops, as they definitely can ruin your entire day. They have for me. Long term, it can make the days feel repetitive and hopeless. The feeling of falling back into the loop can cause a huge strain on your mental health and your journey of improvement. So, how can you break a thought loop? It is no easy task, but I do have some advice. First, try to identify how you fall into thought loops. For me, it usually happens if I distract myself from getting stuff done with music or videos. That is just one example though. Next, do your absolute best to avoid these habits at all costs. Now, I didn't stop watching videos or listening to music entirely. What I did do was create a rule that I would not watch or listen to anything until I accomplished everything I needed to for the day. It might be a completely different process for you, but it's important to try methods out and see what works and doesn't work. Honestly, try to dedicate an entire day to just avoiding thought loops. Beating this challenge is a great step to improving your overall mental health. This part is mainly focused on the question, what will others think of you if you open up about your mental health? This question can be so daunting to some that it prevents them from ever opening up. A lot of thoughts can bring doubt on your decision in relation to this question. Will people look at me differently? Will I be viewed as weaker or soft? Will I be made fun of? Will people not want to be my friend? Forget all of these. They aren't true. Opening up will not affect your image negatively. It will change your image though, but for the better. Let me explain how certain groups will react. People close to you that care about you will be proud and happy that you are taking steps to improve yourself. People who do not know you will respect you, maybe even admire you. You will appear as more relatable, and you might even motivate them to open up to themselves. One last group, the people who will hate. They may say things behind your back, create rumors, or even make fun of you directly to your face. But I guarantee that these people are doing this because they have their own problems and are jealous you had the confidence to open up. It doesn't justify their actions, but it's probably the reason why. But back to the question, what will others think of you if you open up? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you started a conversation about improving your health. And if people admire you for that, then it's just an added bonus. This is probably one of the worst and most harmful feelings that comes with mental health struggles. Self-destruction is a very encompassing term, so let me identify some specifics. It is the belief that you do not deserve to be happy. It is not wanting to be saved from your problems. It is purposely putting yourself in situations that will cause you distress. It is pushing away the people who want to help you. All of these sentiments can be labeled as self-destructive behaviors. On a deeper level, all of these originate from a feeling of worthlessness and hopelessness. There comes a point in your battle that you start to believe you have no worth. And if you believe you have no worth for long enough, you become hopeless. And if you are hopeless for long enough, you give up trying to get better and drown yourself in misery by becoming self-destructive. I wish I had a 100% guide to solving this, but unfortunately I don't. What I do have though is another reminder like the last video. I want to remind you that no matter what you have gone through or done, you will always be worth it. You will always be worth saving, and you will always deserve to be happy. But it will take effort, a lot of effort. Self-destruction is a 10-foot hole, and the only way to get out is to will yourself up. Nobody can simply reach in and pick you up, because think about where you started this. You once believed you had no worth, and that came from within you. I cannot make you believe that you have worth. But once you believe that for yourself, you will have won a huge battle.
I realized that you grow and you learn and you get these tools. So when you are in a similar situation again, you know how to handle it.
Before we end, I will echo what I said in the previous video. Do something to help bring awareness to mental health. Make discussing mental health an inclusive action. It helps so much to share stories and experiences with each other because it serves as another reminder that it is not just you who goes through mental health issues. Whether it's a video, story post, letter, or an in-person conversation. The smallest thing could be the one thing someone needed to hear. With that said, if you enjoyed watching this part of my mental health series, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with uploads. Also, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, or tell me something you would like to hear about in the next part of the series. And as always, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.
Someday we gon' set it off. Someday we gon' get this off.